Grizz Nation, welcome into the very last game day update for the regular season. Tonight, the Memphis Grizzlies will take on the Boston Celtics here at FedExForum for the finale of what has been a crazy season. Franchise records being broken all over the place. I'm Kelcey, that's Mike. Let's get into, Mike, I think what the most important thing is the injury update for both teams. And before I get into it, we have to just put everyone's mind at ease. The Grizzlies locked into second. They know where they're going to be postseason. The Celtics playing for a little bit more right now. They are tied for third in the East with Philly. Philly is playing Detroit at the same time that the Celtics are playing the Grizzlies. But there are a few other caveats because 2 to 4 is all up for grabs right now in the East. And that's why I think everyone mostly is playing for the Celtics tonight. If the Bucks lose, keep this. If the Bucks lose, the Celtics will earn the number 2 spot with a win tonight. But if the Bucks lose and Philly wins, the Celtics will be playing for either 4th or 2nd. And there's a lot to go in with that because everyone's just trying to avoid the Nets, who just recently said that Ben Simmons may be back come the playoffs. That's whatever. That's something else. But for the Grizzlies, Steven Adams is out. Dylan Brooks is out. Jaren Jackson Jr. out. Tyus Jones out. John Morant out. Tyrell Terry out, Killian Tilly out, and then questionable is Desmond Bane and Brandon Clark. What do you make of that?
Kelcey, that was a mouthful. And as I sit here in a coffee shop right now doing this game day update with you, hey, listen, it's one of those deals where it's hard to get your mind around, all of the moving parts going into game 82 for both of these teams. But basically what you said is this: the Celtics can either fall 2nd, 3rd, or 4th. Most of the teams in the East want to avoid the Nets in that 7th slot. They prefer to get the Bulls, who have been sliding over the last couple of weeks. So that's what's up for grabs. The Celtics are playing most of their primary guys. The Grizzlies are not. But the Grizzlies still have something else to play for, too. They want to continue to play well at home. They also want to continue to get their bench guys some key rotation minutes in that situation. So when you look at Zaire Williams, when you look at some other guys, John Conchar, some of the back end of the rotation guys who might be called on in an extended rotation, this is an important game for them. They also can exceed or set the franchise record for regular season wins. We'll see what happens. There's a lot going on behind me. There's a lot going on going into tonight's game, but we just gonna roll with it just like the Grizzlies will.
Hey, we get these game day updates done no matter what, wherever you need to be. So Mike, it's a really quick one. I'm going to just mention it since we did the injury update for the Grizzlies. It's just Nick Stauskas, shout out Canada, and Robert Williams out for the Celtics. Jason Tatum did miss the last game that they played against the Bucks. He's not on the injury report, so the assumption would be that he is back in today as they look to get that win or not. I don't know what they're going to want to do because everyone's just trying not to get that number 2 spot, but doesn't matter. By the time this game tips off, the Celtics will know what happens with the Bucks game. And as I mentioned, go back and listen. It's all a mess right now. But let's talk about who's in for the Grizzlies. We got to pick a couple players who we think is going to have a good game. We could potentially have all 5 starters out as well as BC, as well as Tyus. So let's talk about it. For me personally, I see this game as a big DeAnthony Melton game on the offensive end and a defensive end. And then my secondary guy would be John Conchar for those exact same things. Those guys, when they play good defense and they're going to have some defensive matchups against some of the big 3 with the Celtics, their offense can get super hot too. And we've seen both these guys this year have 20+ point games.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about guys that have proven time in and time out under any circumstance that they're thrown into that they're going to be producers. They're going to get contributions to the lineup. They can start, they can come off the bench, they can fill in any kind of void you need. But when you're going up against frontline Celtics guys, I don't know if Tatum and Brown are going to play, 15 minutes or 5 minutes or 25 minutes. But those are going to be quality minutes that you're going up against frontline guys. And the Grizzlies need that experience. The one thing that people say about these Grizzlies, they're fun, they're fast, they do a lot of things well. What they lack is postseason type experience and big game type experience in the postseason, where they can't get that until they get there. But this is a runway to get there. And those guys you mentioned are going to be key. When I look at it on my side, Kelcey, I'm looking for a big game and big opportunity right now tonight from a Xavier Tillman. We talked about him getting the minutes because the Grizzlies are going to be without 2 big bigs in Jaren and Steven Adams. That leaves Xavier as maybe the only big available if Brandon Clark doesn't play. So we'll see. That could mean a double-double for Xavier. I think he's ready and primed for a big-time game today.
Right. And we talk a lot about the offensive end. On the defensive end, I know you and I are both like, Zaire could have a big one. Kyle could have a big one looking at their defensive matchups. And let's take a flip side though for the Celtics team. This Celtics team has the best defense as of this year, not the season, 2022. They lead the league in points allowed and 2-point percentages allowed. So they are not allowing a lot in on the defensive end. How do you combat that? We had 41 assists last night for the Grizzlies. You'd need to have that kind of game again today, but you're without your 2-point guards.
Yeah, the flip side of it is that the Grizzlies are top 5 in the league in offense. They're coming off of, easy 140-point performances, 55-point quarters. They do a lot of things well. They also capitalize on turnovers well. Boston is going to be concerned about the pressure the Grizzlies can put on them defensively to create easy opportunities on the offensive end. As long as the Grizzlies continue to do that, I think they give even the secondary rotation guys a chance to score and get into a rhythm. So I'm looking forward to see how that defense of the Celtics matches up with the offensive rhythm and chemistry that the Grizzlies have shown all season long.
All right, 2 last things. It seems like the Grizzlies break franchise records every single night. There was like 3 or 4 again last night. Are we on the brink of anything tonight? I know there's like points per game, right? For the Grizzlies?
Yeah, points per game. They're going to set that. That's already clinched right there. No matter. Well, I mean, they're not going to score 0 tonight, right? So as long as they don't score 0, they're going to get the points per game franchise record when it comes to that. A victory will give them 57 wins, which is a franchise record as well. Obviously the assists, they're blowing that out of the water in terms of total assists.
Desmond Bane, free throw percentage, right?
Free throw percentage, Desmond can get that. And when you talk about total threes, I mean, this team is already way beyond in terms of when it comes to that kind of thing. So records have been broken every single week, every single game, a long stretch, and they have a chance to continue that tonight.
All right. And my final thing, and I just want to hear your opinion on it, is these are 2 coach of the year candidates going up against each other in the finale of this season. Are you excited to see these 2 guys with whoever they have out there on the court, these 2 guys going up against each other?
Yeah. I mean, you look at what Ime Udoka has done all season long with the Celtics to take them from where they were struggling at the beginning of the season, almost mirror image seasons for both the Grizzlies and the Celtics when you talk about what the coaches faced early. Grizzlies were 9-10 at one point. Celtics were under 500 at one point, and then they just took off in December, January, February. Both of these coaches are fine young guys. They got a lot of future ahead of them, but they're getting things done right now. So I'm looking forward to that matchup as well.
All right, awesome. Everyone at home, the game tips off at 6 p.m. tonight. 6 p.m. You can come in and get your tickets at 901-888-HOOP or Grizzlies.com. Or tonight's game will be on TNT. We're going out with a bang, a nationally televised game. We will be back, Valley Sports Southeast, next week for the playoffs. Oh my goodness. Mike, are you ready for the game 82?
No question about it. Game 82 tonight. Fan Appreciation Weekend continues with the second half of this back-to-back. And I think your latte might be ready, so I'm going to go ahead and grab that for you so you can have some energy going into tonight. You won't need it, though. You bring the energy every single night. I'm looking forward to it.